Since the first shots were fired in the former Yugoslavia, we've watched a humanitarian catastrophe unfold on our doorstep. Millions of innocent victims have lost everything they owned and families have been torn apart. Now they face starvation, disease and despair. That's why the Disasters Emergency Committee is today launching an urgent appeal on behalf of 6 leading aid charities who are all working to help the victims of the conflict and desperately need your help. Krishnan Gurumurthy has just returned from the region where the need is greater than ever.
Arissa Jiho is taking her 6-month-old daughter Nera to visit the father she'll never know. He's buried in a park in East Mostar. All the parks here have become graveyards. Arissa's husband Shercho was shot dead by a sniper. He was 30 years old. East Mostar has borne some of the worst devastation of this war. Under siege since last May, there isn't a building that hasn't been hit or a family left untouched. The sheer human misery is immeasurable. Their homes destroyed, people huddle in cellars for safety. Arissa and Nera live below ground with 11 others in cold and damp conditions. There's no water, electricity or gas. Before aid supplies started arriving, they scavenged for whatever food they could find. Arissa says that without the outside help, her baby would simply have died. But why are we asking for your help now? The recent ceasefire across much of Bosnia has meant that new supply lines are opening up. Every day, aid workers are reaching new areas and are at breaking point as they try to cope with the scale of the suffering and need. During the shelling, nowhere was safe and everybody was vulnerable. Even the makeshift hospital has been a regular target. 6,000 injured people have been brought to these crowded rooms in the last 10 months. The doctors do what they can, but their inadequate supplies mean hundreds have died when they could so easily have been saved. Everything about daily life here is a struggle. In Mostar, water is pumped from the river and treated with chlorine. Other towns aren't so lucky, and with no clean water supplies, some people are dying from preventable waterborne diseases. The aid charities have been providing relief to victims of the conflict from the beginning. About 2 million people already depend on them completely, but there are many more across former Yugoslavia who are also in desperate need. It doesn't take much to help. Just £10 will buy a family parcel like this one. It contains basic foods like tinned meat and fish, beans and milk powder. It'll support a family of 4 for a month. The aid charities urgently need money for food, medicines and clothing right now. But that's just the start. This region's infrastructure is in tatters. The aid charities will be here long after the bullets have stopped, and their task will not stop at just repairing buildings.
I've been walking around and you see people who are close to madness. The children they didn't have a normal childhood. They've been growing up with shells falling and their friends being shot and mutilated people around them. So this is going to be a major thing for us to do after the war, psychological rehabilitation for children and for grown-ups.
As always, it's the old, the young and the infirm who are paying the highest price, and who in the long term will be most in need of help. The aid charities' work has scarcely begun.
Now that there is a window of opportunity, it's vital that the aid charities help as many people as they can reach. They need your help to do this, and your donation could make all the difference. You can give using any major credit card, switch or other debit card by calling 0345 222 333. That's 0345 222 333. Your call will be charged at a local rate. And if the lines are busy, do please try again. You will get through eventually. You can also give at all banks and post offices or in shops run by any of the participating charities. Or you could send a cheque to me, Valerie Singleton, Appeal for Former Yugoslavia, P.O. Box 999, London EC1M 9AA. That's P.O. Box 999, London EC1M 9AA. And please make your cheques payable to Appeal for Former Yugoslavia. The address is also on page 683 of CFAX. I do hope you'll give whatever you can. Your donation really could save a life. Thank you.